3 weeks ago, on September 27th, Genshin Impact disappointed their fans with a bad anniversary gift. Their rating went from 4.8 stars to 2 almost overnight, which might seem at first to be a win for us gamers, but in just 73 days, we are going to regret it. Okay, so 3 weeks ago on September 27th, Genshin Impact put out an anniversary gift. They've been the #1 game on Google Play. They've had amazing ratings, staying at 4.8 pretty much since they started. They've made $2 billion. And then they gave out an anniversary gift that amounted to 10 pulls. Now, for those of you who don't play Genshin Impact, you might be like, well, what does that mean? And why is that bad? A pull basically means a chance of getting a hero. In gacha gaming, you have to do lots and lots of pulls to get the heroes that you want. Now, you still may be asking, why is receiving only 10 pulls bad? And the answer is, it isn't. At least not in and of itself. The reason why it was so negatively received is because it was not in line with the industry standard, which is around 70 pulls. Other games like Genshin Impact generally give more pulls for an anniversary, and the players of Genshin Impact, which are part of the reason why it's gotten that 4.8 star rating, made $2 billion in just 1 year. And the reason why that game has enjoyed so much success felt like they weren't really being appreciated. So the fans get outraged and start to downvote the game, and it goes from 4.8 stars all the way down to 1.7. Now, according to analytics, it never got down to 2.1, but some people have been able to get screenshots of it going down to 1.7. This is huge because if a rating of a game gets too low, Google will actually take it off of Google Play. So this is a huge flex for gamers. We're the power of the people. We can shut down even the biggest and best game companies out there. miHoYo is obviously probably freaking out, so they sent out another gift as a response and an apology. But even that only amounted to maybe 2 more pulls, and that made many of the gamers even more angry, and they started downvoting all of the other miHoYo games. Now, Google has stepped in a little bit and cut out some of the duplicate ratings, which is making it go back up, but ultimately the gamers won, right? The power of the people, they must fear us. Well, I would argue that this is actually really bad. And it's really obvious for me as someone who covers a lot of mobile games but doesn't actually cover Genshin Impact. You guys are destroying your own game. Yes, they listen to you, and yes, they fear you. But what is the power of the people now is not going to be the power of the people in just 73 days. And here's the reason why. First of all, anytime you're doing something impetuous, you're just doing it on the whim, you're usually doing it on a relative scale based on something you're comparing it to. You're not seeing all of the factors. So for example, in this situation, miHoYo did not fit the standard for that type of game on what they should give as a gift. But what's ironic is I play a lot of mobile games that are not nearly as generous as miHoYo, and their anniversary gifts are absolute crap. Yet people think they're amazing, and so they give really good scores on Google Play. So now one of the games that I cover that just had their first year anniversary has a higher rating than Genshin Impact, and their anniversary gift was not necessarily that much better, but it was more than the players expected, so the rating went higher. Whereas in Genshin Impact, it was less than they expected, so the rating went lower. So now a game that has been historically really stingy, we like it because it's one of the best survival games out there, but they have not been very generous, has a better rating than Genshin Impact, which is one of the most free-to-play games on the mobile market. You see the problem there? Long term, this kind of cancel culture causes developers to want to lower expectations. Oh, I'm a really stingy person. Oh, I'm not going to give you anything. You're not going to expect anything. Surprise! I'm giving you something good. Oh, we're going to rate it up really high. It's affecting our expectation. Maybe we'll complain about it. Maybe we'll have it, but it's not going to make us hate on them because they have kept our expectations low. It is the standard. Whereas Genshin Impact had people's expectations really high because it was such a good game, and now it is being crushed. But there are 2 other reasons why cancel culture could completely destroy gaming. The second one is that as cancel culture continues, it's no longer as much about power of the people, and it's more about power of the influencers. An influencer isn't getting their way, and they are able to influence enough people in their way, then they can easily gain the power to shut down companies. And people are more attracted to negative attention, so it can snowball a lot faster. Regardless of what they end up doing, Genshin Impact will probably never get back to a 4.8 rating. But the biggest reason why cancel culture could absolutely destroy gaming, because cancel culture increases polarization. We're already seeing this a lot in our world right now. It's creating a lot of extra tension, sometimes in in places that tension should never be. When we allow cancel culture to become bigger and bigger into gaming, it's going to become more commonplace even on smaller issues. And this is particularly bad for gaming because a lot of gaming has to do with preferences. I really like multiplayer. This person likes single player. This person likes survival. Another person likes base progression. And then another person likes character progression. And some of you might be thinking, well, stuff like that will never get polarized. But just look at our world right now. Cancel culture does not give power to the people. It gives the power to the influencers. And the more power those influencers have, the more publicity they get, therefore making them more money and giving them more power. So some of you influencers might be watching this and say, oh, I'd never do that. Just wait. You'd be surprised how tempting negative press can be. And your subscribers are eating it up. They're in with the cause, down with the man. And what once felt like you would never cross that line, all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe a little bit. It's what the people want. It's a slippery slope, and we've got to keep it out of gaming. So ultimately, what happened 3 weeks ago, while very impressive that us gamers can have such a big impact, allowing cancel culture to creep into gaming is going to destroy gaming. It's going to create a bunch of scared developers that are going to try to keep our expectations really low, therefore being extra stingy throughout the year. It's going to give more power to influencers and give them a conflict of interest where they might not want to post it, but it's going to be lucrative to do so. And then lastly, it will end up creating more polarization in gaming, which will eventually cross over into our preferences. It may not be the main thing, but it will affect our preferences, and you will eventually find things that you love are getting canceled. So that's it, guys. Hope that helps. Just like you have the power to do things like what happened 3 weeks ago, you also have the power to not get involved with cancel culture. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.